Player 1, hacked twice. Cybercrime in South Asia's gambling market.
Okay, it's me again. Thank you everyone for staying. I'm sure this is yet another insightful discussions. And well, we're gonna talk about, we'll dive into one of the most urgent, least forgiving realities of our industry, and a topic that's close to me. I've covered a lot of stories about this in Asia Pacific. Well, cybercrime, right? And I guess as an industry, this is something that we really need to talk about. Our session, Player 1, hacked twice, cybercrime in South Asia's gambling market. And if it sounds dramatic, it's because the threat landscape has never moved faster, hit harder, or have been more complex. And I am joined by two gentlemen here who will help me unpack this very important topic. And I will give them a few moments to kindly introduce yourselves and what you guys do, please. Artem.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for attending the session. My name is Artem Bychkov. I am Deputy Chief Security Officer at SOFTSWISS. I've been in the security industry for like 20 years. I've been in offensive field, in defensive field. I worked in consulting and in-house security teams. Now I work in-house iGaming security team. And I have accumulated a lot of first-hand experience that I can share with you today.
We're very excited to learn from you today, Artem. Of course, Matej.
Hello, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here. I'm Matej Novota, I'm from Casino Guru. We do many things. We are from affiliate side of the business, but most important for this panel, we are running biggest complaint resolution center. So I personally solving the disputes, and lots of them are about the cybercrime. So that's my contribution to the panel for today.
Right, now let's start by grounding the conversation. This question is for both of you, Artem and Matej. From your vantage points, what are the most common real attack patterns you're seeing today in the gambling ecosystem? And maybe if you have, data for South Asia, but maybe in general first, common real attack patterns you're seeing. Maybe we start with Artem.
Yeah. I'll start with saying that there are two major sides of the story, because we have attack patterns that target players, and we have attack patterns and cybercrime groups that target operators, platforms, and game providers. Speaking of attacking players, we still see all tricks working very well. Attacks like account takeover via vectors like password spraying, credential stuffing attacks, stolen credentials, phishing, anything that gets an attacker into the account of end player that allows them to cash out the account in any way still work. We have a rise of scam casinos, fake gaming infrastructure. Probably Matej has more data than I do on this topic, but we also, as a service provider, we see a rise of this trend. And speaking of the second side of the story, about attacks on operators themselves, we see a rise of spear phishing, malware attacks that target operator staff directly. We see a lot of interest of cybercrime groups in attacking gaming infrastructure itself. They use black hat hackers to search for vulnerabilities in software, in APIs, in integrations, to exploit those to their advantage. Of course, there is social engineer employees of all the operators of platform devs to include some backdoors in software. So we see a lot of creativity.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And I believe we will cover a lot of topics in the process of this panel.
I think we will all agree when I say, you know, hackers or cybercrime attackers are really getting creative by the day, right? Matej, anything that you're seeing, patterns in the gambling ecosystem that our audience need to look for and avoid?
Well, as Artem very correctly pointed the two sides, I can see only one side, and it's from player perspective, and very little from the operator side when we are solving the disputes. From player side, we can see a very dramatical increase of scam casinos in the industry, spear phishing, fake documents, stuff like that. And generally, the cybercrime is on the rise.
Right now, Matej, I'm going back to you because Casino Guru's blacklist is, you know, it's like a living museum of bad actors. And it's very important you go to that one and check that out. Scam casinos have evolved dramatically. What were the old tricks and what sophisticated tactics emerged in this year and maybe in last year as well, based on your blacklist data?
I would go even a little more farther to the years like 2013, 14, 15. And maybe even more years ago, because before we reported that in a matter of scam casinos, we were able to detect few of them per year. In 2014, it was 13, and in 2015, it was over 150. And these tricks, what they use, they change also dramatically. While some years ago, they attack on the players' basic needs when the players come to site like scam casino in 2013. Usually they get something for free. They took a bonus and win amount which was not very significant but not very small. And basically the casino congratulates them and tell them, okay, if you want to withdraw that money, you need to make a minimum deposit. And of course, this deposit was not set to 20 euro or amount like this, but to 200, 250 euro. And the players, they believed that, yes, the casino is legit, and they did the deposit, and after that, they just stopped communicating with them. It was not very sophisticated. It was very easy to find out such a casino that it's a scam, because everybody who ran the same bonus end up in the same amount. So basically, it was very easy for us to convince the player it's a scam casino. We send them the same screenshot with same winning as he has, and they understood that they were scammed. But these days, the casinos, these scam casinos, they are using AI agents. They look very, very professional, and they work with the games which are fake, but not in the way that the player are losing money there. They're actually winning. And these amounts are random. The RTP is twisted. It's set to 100 plus. And they are playing and earning money. They start with a free bonus and get to higher and higher amount. Everything looks legit, and yeah, when they want to withdraw, then again they tell them you need to do a deposit, and they deposit, and the casino inform them that something went wrong with the deposit, and maybe it's because of the bank, maybe the amount was not high enough. They suggest them to deposit higher amount. And when this another higher amount not go through, then they ask them, okay, please like switch to another method, try deposit crypto. So okay, crypto, higher amount, and they are trying to do it again and again. Even like when the player is angry, they compensate him with the money to his balance to give him some free bonuses. Something all looks legit. They are keeping the player like engaged as long as it's possible, convincing him to deposit more and more and more. And it looks all very real.
Yeah, no, so ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine, Matej mentioned from Casino Guru, you know, noticing these patterns way back 2013 and then 2014, 2015, and then now we're in 2025. It's like an evolution of how scammers and the bad actors are really, as Artem mentioned earlier, being, you know, creative in attacking. It's cybercrime. It's really important. Now, before I go to Artem for my next question, I'd like to tell our audience that you can join the discussion and send in your question at Slido. You can scan a QR and send in your questions. We will be happy, I'm sure they will be happy to share their insights later. But I want to go to Artem, and I want to flip the lens here because, of course, Artem, when attackers go after operators, what technical vulnerabilities are they targeting most today? And, you know, and like, what should operators do?
Well, actually, they target everything they can reach. They target humans, operators, staff via social engineering. They target platforms. They searching for vulnerabilities in APIs to hack into casinos, into casino components, into games themselves. So they target also game providers. They target integrations. They try to do. We saw several independent cases when the attackers were able to implement sort of man-in-the-middle attack with stolen integration credentials to mimic, to behave themselves as a fake gaming provider and route their gaming sessions to the specific players they were controlling to cash out the casino. Such attacks with stolen integration credentials, with exploiting some sort of technical vulnerability that give them advantage are usually complicated, high-profile attacks that require preparation.
Yeah.
Some group of cyber criminals do that. They take a lot of. They prepare for the day X. On day X, they cash out a lot of money and try to get away with it, because this attack, the result of such attack, will not go unnoticed. Yeah. So the attack vector will be shut down quickly by the operator. So their task is to prepare and run fast, hit and run tactics. Also, there are more scalable attacks that target people. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Cyber criminals always target operator staff, so they get access to casino backends, to administration panels, so they can use it to their advantage to issue bonuses, to directly deposit, to directly deposit an account, or to manually approve withdrawals, bypassing KYC for hacked player accounts. Those attacks do not require serious preparation. It happens on scale. They are not, of course, they are not 100% successful, but they do. They have success sometimes, and sometimes they happen to steal the operator's money. So to protect against this, such types of attacks, of course, it's important to invest into account security. It's important to use multiple factor authentication, strong KYC processes, to have some sort of solid back office processes like 4 eyes, 4 hands confirmation of sensitive operations, to protect from attacks that target technical vulnerabilities, it's important to invest into software security, to implement secure development process, bug bounties, to generally technically harden the infrastructure of the casino, of the games, if we speak about gaming providers.
Right. Now, I want to move on. And, you know, in recent years, we've seen crypto fraud scam. Well, this question, if you want to answer it both, or if any one of you wants to answer this, but, you know, in recent years, we've seen the growth of the use of digital currency, cryptocurrency. And, of course, at the same time, we've seen crypto fraud scams. So, you know, can you walk us through how these scams typically unfold and why crypto deposits remain such an easy entry point for attackers?
I'll probably start. Crypto is attractive for scammers because the transactions are usually, not usually, as they are irreversible. So when the attacker scammed the player or operator to perform a transaction, they are gone with all the funds. There are a lot of different schemes. There are money laundering schemes, of course, that involve quickly depositing and quickly withdrawing crypto using the casino as sort of mixer to launder stolen crypto. There are, of course, plain old social engineering tricks and scam casinos that use crypto to they scam players to deposit crypto to their accounts, and they are gone with it, of course.
Yeah.
There are schemes that offer that work similar as fake crypto investment schemes that work like deposit to this wallet, we will manage bets for you, and you will win tenfold.
Sometimes if it's too good to be true, it's really too good to be true, right?
Yes, but a lot of people fall to this such of scams. Of course, if we're speaking about operator side, crypto is very popular because, again, it's one way. It's when you get an access to casino backend and you have the ability to push some crypto to some attacker-controlled address, the money is gone forever.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Matej? You know, the rise of crypto fraud in our industry.
Well, what I know was already said. I would like to just add that it's like double-edged sword, and also like some players, they are using the specific abilities of crypto to scam the casinos, specifically with the fees. They set the fees very low, so the transaction is on hold. They play with the money what the casino gave them, and then based on the winning or loss, they either like increase the fee and do the transaction again, or let it not go through and keep the crypto. So it's double-edged sword.
All right.
Also, I would like also add about player scams of casino operators. There are scheme where a player prepares fake screenshot of blockchain transaction and shouts at the casino support saying that they deposited, why they don't see the money, and not all operator staff are trained to verify blockchain transactions, so sometimes they fall victims of such scams because player is angry, player is shouting in the chat to them, so they move to deposit the sum and player then withdraw it.
And even, for example, the screenshots you've mentioned, people can get creative and edit them, right? So that's really tricky. Yes. Now, Artem, social engineering is becoming frightening, you know, it's becoming personal. what modern patterns are you seeing in spear phishing, particularly, and targeted attacks, and what can operators train their teams, and reduce the human factor risk in this?
One of our favorite scheme that became popular recently is...
There's a favorite scheme.
Yes.
All right, what is it? Spill the tea.
It became a really popular method is fake job interviews.
Fake job interviews.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Yeah. The criminals invite operator staff. They research their LinkedIn profile, social networks. They invite them to job interview, offering twice or even 3 times, 4 times more salary than they currently have. And during the interviews, they manage to plant malware. They say, install this client for conference call because we have some sort of corporate standard for this. And a lot of people actually do what they ask. And of course, sometimes people come to such interviews from corporate equipment, from corporate laptops or PCs. So those PCs become infected with malware, and attackers get full control of their account. Sometimes they even target high-profile or privileged users, like administrators, DevOps engineers, even developers, and operators, support staff, so it's very popular. Another popular tactic that they use that actually also works is using deepfakes.
Deepfakes,
yes. Again, they research company structure, they learn who the CEO or generally C-level management is, and they prepare specifically crafted messages for the victim. They may use text, they may use generated voices, even generated videos with their manager. And they generally use some psychological tricks like, we need to urgently perform this wire transfer, very, very urgently. And sometimes this works also. And another third popular but rather complicated tactic is to hack into actual C-level account and use their legitimate email account, for example, email account, to perform social engineering attacks on some accountants, for example. We see it all the time. So to protect against such threats, of course, we need to educate employees. We need to raise security awareness, and we need to install security, from high-tech attacks, even with AI-powered attacks. Low-tech or no-tech protection works very well, as we found out. For example, if an operator employee receives a message from CEO, we need to perform, I don't know, money transfer to this Ethereum wallet. But please do it quickly. It's a good idea to install policy to double check with alternate channel. Was it legitimate message or not? So such low-tech practices usually work very well against high-tech attacks.
No, just by listening to you, Artem, and of course your insights, Matej, I can see that we're staring down the next generation of cyber threats. And I guess, we're at the end of 2025, and I'm sure the next year and the following year, attackers or scams and frauds, these kinds of cybercrime in the industry, it will evolve, And you've mentioned about AI-generated attacks and even deepfakes. Do you believe, let's zoom in to South Asia. Do you believe South Asia is prepared for what's coming? And If not, then what should the region's gambling market do? Matej?
I think not yet. And
Okay.
educate. That's the only way. Like see what is happening and like react on that. Switch from rule-based system to adaptive system.
Education really is a key, and that's the reason why we're having this platform. Artem, what can you say about, how prepared is South Asia's gambling market in terms of addressing cybercrime attacks?
Personally, I think it's not much different from
Globally.
global iGaming market, because the threats work very well, and we, as a service provider, we don't see much difference between regions. We have groups that target South Asia, operators that work on South Asian markets, as well as African market and European, and etc. In terms of preparedness, I would say that a lot of problems. Regulation is not my point of expertise, but I believe the regulation may solve a lot of problems, because a lot of players become victims because they use some offshore casinos, and sometimes just those that operate on unregulated markets, so zero protection for the players in this regard, and zero requirements for such casinos. So such casinos are not required to implement any security and player protections measures, and there are no regulators that check that they actually protected their own systems. So I believe that regulations should improve the security posture in South Asia.
Right, and I must say that, cybercrime, really it's an issue not just for South Asia, but as Artem mentioned here, it's a global issue that needs to be tackled not just by the industry, but we also need regulators, we all need the players in the industry to really address this as a whole, right? Now, we have questions here from the audience. Thank you so much for being participative, and I know, cybercrime is something, even us individually, is something that concerns us, right? So let's answer the first one. What are some crucial regulated policies from your perspective that needs to be for crypto games or crypto/iGames?
Well, as I just said, I am not I'm not a specialist on regulations, but I believe strong KYC requirements are a must.
Right. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Matej?
Like run all the checks on background, like silently check the like not do the KYC only once when it's like necessary, but like run the risk score of every single player and react on the changing parameters. Like if you have a player and he's playing with you like 3 years and suddenly he's changed email, changed location, and like try to withdraw a huge amount of money from the account, it's not necessarily, you should treat it as a new player, not as the player with the 3 years history. So evaluate in real time and do some risk score on the background and do the checks when it's necessary.
All right, next question. How can smaller operators affordably adopt AI-driven fraud detection without slowing the player experience? Maybe Artem can share some insight.
I think this question deserves technical presentation on its own, but I can say that there are a lot of affordable or even open source or free services that allow to implement certain detection technologies like device fingerprinting, for example. So we can be creative and collect as many data points about player that we can on a budget. We can use some open source device fingerprinting library. We have logs of activity of a player in the casino. And of course, we have certain rules. We have RTPs, we have statistics about wins or losses of a general player, and we can feed it all into some sort of LLM to help us to search for anomalies in the data.
Right, so if attackers can be creative in terms of attacking us, we can also be creative in terms of protecting our, you as an operator or the iGaming firm. Next question, to your mind, what's the most underestimated security vulnerability operators in South Asia face? Underestimated security vulnerability. Any thoughts on that, Matej?
Matej.
Or yeah, Artem, go ahead.
Yeah. South Asian market characterized by a large amount of mobile-first users. And as Matej previously pointed out, not all people, general players, are not educated well enough about security practices, security hygiene. So people usually use weak passwords. They fall victims of scams when scammers pretend to be, for example, casino support and ask him for one-time password codes. So I think the most underestimated vulnerability is lack of security awareness in among the players.
Security awareness, education.
Also,
Anything you want to
another
add?
problem is that the market is fragmented. You have like lots of unregulated markets mixed with regulated market, gray market. So there are no like common rules for security, not best practice in place. So this is a big problem because some operators, they are not forced to do pretty much anything. So
yeah. Now we'll tackle the last question briefly. I can't see it from there, so I'll read it from here. Smaller brands often rely on plug-and-play providers who say their security is fully handled. But we've all seen breaches come from third-party APIs. What's one thing operators should not outsource when it comes to fraud and player protection? What should they not outsource in terms of player protection?
Well,
tough question. Thank you for sending
question.
that
Yes,
one.
I would say probably a strange reply, but do not outsource decision-making process about some conflicting conflicting situations and corner cases, because they usually those are that usually gets exploited.
well, player protection is very sensitive topic, and it could be in different regions, the rules could be different. So it's hardly to say what should be like outsourced, but like to adopt the very good player protection policy, it no need to be necessarily outsourced. Just to set it correctly, it's very important. And like the harder you set it, the better for the casino.
Well, gentlemen, I hope we had more time. This is a very important topic, tackling cybercrime in the gambling industry. But thank you so much for your great insights. And to our audience, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you very much.